We have 602 families, Latin families, but we have 12,000 of families from all the different Catholic and Orthodox rites. Nearly we are 50,000 of Christians now who are living in Aleppo. Once we were 3 times this 50,000, but 2/3 of people went out, of families and persons, and we are only the 1/3 who remained.
The people who stayed there, the Christians who stayed there, why did they stay there? Because of their poorer, or because of their richer, or because why?
Some of them because they are poor, and they don't have anyone outside who can take them out, and they cannot even pay the price of a travel outside of Aleppo. The second part have a resistance to this idea of going outside. They cannot do it. They feel that they cannot make this jump, cultural jump, changing all their situation, so they prefer to stay. The third kind of families are still there because they believe that God, who created them there in Aleppo, in Syria, in the Middle East, created them for a special testimony, and that they should be there to keep this testimony of the historical presence of Jesus alive.
Do you think the faith is more vivid now than it was before in the people?
Surely. As Christians, according to the theology of the Acts of Apostles, are clear in this point of view. When there is a persecution, we don't have fear for the faith. But always after the persecution, St. Luke were telling that the church are being always big, and a huge number of faithfuls were coming every day to join the faith. But the problem is with prosperity. When there is prosperity, there is a real danger for the church. And we see this. We see when there is a real persecution, a danger for life and for belief, that the communion is stronger among faithfuls and among clergy and lay persons, among rites, different rites, Orthodox and Catholic rites there, because we have many churches, Oriental churches there, and in the same time we have more prayer and more conversion. Because of that, it is also for me, it is a consolation when I look the people purified, the persons purified in this bad situation. I feel that they are so close to God, so close the one to the other, more than what they were before.
Conversions of Christians who didn't live their faith, or from other religions or Islam?
There is conversion of the Christian himself, when there is a deeper discovery of the roots of the faith and a deeper discovery of Christ in our life. But also we can speak about conversion from other religions to Christianity. We see that in this situation of a war, how many persons from our other religions are not satisfied with the example and model who was offered to them and they look with big admiration and surprise to the Christians, and they come to ask them about the motivation of their hope. So we have also conversions from other religion
so it's
to
it's a
Christianity.
testimony of Christians, but it's impressing other people.
Yes, and especially also this telling no to the violence that they can see around them. So they look to the Christians and they see the peace. They see how they are dealing each one with charity, how they are taking care of the others around them, even from not Christian believers. So they come also with this big surprise to discover how and why, and to be ready also to enter, to be introduced to the Christian faith.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain more how this taking care of other people, of the Christians, is looked like? Because it's a very different reality from what people here can imagine, I think.
Imagine we are living in a bad situation there. It is a challenge, a big challenge for us as a structure of the church and as Christians. We are living nearly without electricity, many weeks without water. 85% of our people are without job. The prices of alimentary things are so high. The people cannot think about taking care of their health in a society where sanitarian assurance is a little bit absent, nearly absent. They cannot be nourished well. They cannot take care of giving food to their children. We have always this experience of the terror with many missiles who are falling every day on our streets, on our houses, and on our churches and hospitals and schools. So we are living every day with this expectation of what St. Francis said, called sorella morte, sister death or brother death. I don't know how to say it in English. So it is so hard. So usually in this case, you see that everyone is taking care of himself or is running to take care of himself, and he is closing himself in front of the other, thinking only about himself. Mm-hmm. What is going with the Christian community and with our mission? That it is the contrary, completely the contrary. We feel that it is a push for us to go outside of ourselves. The charity of Christ is pushing us outside of our egoism, about taking care of ourselves and leaving the others. This purification, this suffering that we are living, is opening our eyes to the need of the others around us. It is a little bit the same purification that the thief on the right of Jesus had. The suffering was a means for him to be purified. And what happened is that he opened his eyes to the presence of Jesus in front of him. And while many of the followers of Jesus in that moment didn't recognize him, didn't know him on cross, it was a different experience for this thief who knew him. and ask from Him forgiveness and the salvation.
Mhm.
It is for us. It is an occasion to open our eyes and to go out on the streets and to help the people. And first of all, it is our job as Franciscans and as a priests to push also the people to preach about this charity, Christian charity. And we began quickly, even as an instinct in our nature as Christians, no? Spiritual instinct, to go outside of ourselves, to take care of the others, take care of Christians, but take care of Muslims, of all the persons who are around us. When we saw that there is a lack of water, we opened the doors of the friaries, where we have this pozzi, how to say pozzi, from where we take water.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Mm-hmm.
And we began to give water to all the persons around. We began also to be creative. We brought cars with containers to bring water to all the buildings as much as we can, and to distribute also containers to all the houses.
Mm-hmm.
The same for the food, the same for the sanitarian help, the same for the education help, the same for the taking care of the particular cases in our families in Aleppo, like for example autism, the children who are suffering, autism, and Down, and other cases, particular cases, who are a huge heaviness on the shoulders of the family today. The same for the old people who were left, and they are a lot, left from their children and family of their children, escaping outside, and they left them there.
How do you do it? You have 4 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 Franciscans there, or 5?
We are 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what was beautiful that although we are not numerous, but charity is contagious. So we began to have co-workers around us, many volunteers who are coming to help us. When they see and when they test this beautiful giving, gratuity of giving, they are also solicited to do the same and to collaborate with us to help the others. And every day we have more co-workers, more volunteers, more families who are helping us, more young and people who are ready to go to visit, for example, the old people in their houses to serve them, to help them. So from nothing, with all the needs we have there, something so beautiful went out, emerged from our spiritual instinct, which is the first commandment and the only commandment that we have, it is charity. In this way, the community is shining, and there is peace around. There is taking care of everyone. There is charity, who are how to say, to possessing in the hearts all around us. So we feel that today, more than any other moment, we are witnesses of the resurrection. In front of a city of death, in front of this bad situation of suffering and death without meaning, a huge strength of charity is rising, and that we are witnessing of this. No?
Are the Christians fighting also?
We can say that we have in our nature this instinct of defend ourselves, everyone, every person. And even the catechism of the church is respecting this part of our nature, to defend the person who feel himself attacked, and he try to defend himself. Some of Christians felt this in their heart, and they took the arms to defend a part of the city, for example, to defend their houses. From the other hand, many young boys, because for us there is the obligation of military service. It is not like this. So we don't have the choice for a young man, I am telling, to say, yes, but I like to serve in civil service instead of military service. So they are obliged to be a part of this military army of the government, and to defend the city and to defend their houses. In front of this natural instinct, and in the same time of this social obligation, we cannot say no.
Of course.
We cannot refuse. If we consider ourselves as Christians a part of this city, we should also do the same like the others. But we cannot also oblige our young boys who sometimes prefer to escape outside because they cannot, because of their conscience, they cannot stand there and fight. So it is also, for us, it is a difficult issue, a difficult issue. But if they are doing someone that he is doing as a social service to all the persons, innocent persons who are living against these groups of jihadists who are trying every day to enter in our zone, the zone of the West, governed by the military regular of the government. But it is also for us a source of loss of many young energies. Now we are speaking about a community, a Christian community, who doesn't have the balance. We have 12 young girls, and in front of them we have one young boy. So there is a difficulty. We have many old persons and we don't have a lot of young. And it is also a source of preoccupation for us to say, what about the future? But after that we leave the future for God and we think about the present.
At the present now it's maybe some crucial moment for Aleppo, because of course says the Russians will be also bombing the rebel groups. How do people in Aleppo see this?
The people, every time when Russians or the regular army is telling that he will fight and he will try to defeat these groups of jihadists around Aleppo, more these groups send and throw missiles on the innocent to use them as a card of pressure on the government. And it is the terror. What we are living yesterday and 2 days ago, perhaps you heard about 40 killed persons of innocent persons, and some of them are Christian. In our parish office, many came to, there is, a flusso, a huge number of families are knocking the door in these days, telling that their houses could not be, they cannot return to their houses because they were damaged or because it was distracted. And in this case also we are trying to give the elementary box of emergency, to give them money if they lost even their clothes. And also we are trying to procure for them houses by renting them for 3 months or 6 months. But we see and we have this experience, daily experience of death, of mutilated persons. Mutilated means without eyes, without hands, and many injured in the hospitals, and many families without houses, and many young boys with a look of terror in their eyes. So it is terrible. It is terrible. Every day, every period, we say it is finishing. Now we are so close to the end of this film of terror, continuous. How to say incubo, while you are dreaming, you see something that a bad dream,
a
nightmare.
Yes.
Every time we say this period is the end, it seems to be the end of our long and continuous nightmare.
Although it's already 5 years.
But
Nightmare.
also, yes, it something show us that it is again beginning.
For the future, you say it's in God's hands, but what do you think? Where could be a solution?
I feel that the war is long. I hope not. But I feel that the situation is not going to be resolved because there is no solution in the sky today, neither a diplomatic one nor a military one. That means that the chaos will continue to reign. But surely, while our eyes of the body are telling that there is no end, no solution, with the eyes of the faith and hope, we see always that the bad, the evil, cannot stand for eternity, and everything who began in the history will arrive to a moment of end. We hope that in Syria the peace will return back, so the people can live their lives there with dignity, that they are losing it every day again and again.
Because of the needs, because of the I guess it's psychologically it's also
it is terrible. It is terrible, Johannes, because imagine, I was also telling this, that we discover every day more traumatic how to say, women under trauma, and also children. You know, they are the weak part of the society. The woman with this strength of emotion in her heart, and at the same time the child who cannot understand a lot about the reality around him. So we have many destroyed persons from this point of psychological point of view. Many women are taking medicines to sleep, and their children cannot leave them even one moment. And the same also for children who had an experience of this terror. And it is also a source of suffering to the father and the mother in the family. To see when you have a child and you see, for example, for his terror inside, that even he has problem on his skin, for example. Or, there are many signs of this terror, psychological terror. And because of that also we are trying always to make projects to defend this psychological health. Like, for example, now this summer, this idea of the summer camp. Now we open all the spaces of the parish to welcome every day 350 children who are living around, and the number is always increasing. No? To let them, instead of being closed on their houses because of the fear of their parents, they can have the space to meet each other and to learn, to grow up spiritually with the catechism, but also humanly speaking with their talents, and to express themselves in the theater, in the sport, and in manual work. And in the same time, we don't avoid to think about the other essential need of nourishment. We are giving them meat, for example, give them nourishment through this timetable, because in their houses they cannot even in a dream have meat or have milk or have cheese or have even chocolate. And it was for me, it was so sad, and it was for me a shock once while I was celebrating the Mass with the children. I was asking them and making a dialogue, They speaking about chocolate, and I don't know why I asked a child, but you eat chocolate in your house? And he answered, no. And I said, you don't have chocolate? And he said, no, from a long time. And I thought that I asked the wrong boy, So I asked another, and 3, 4, they said the same. So it was for me a big sign of necessity, but also a source of sadness for me, to see how children are living today and how they have this privation of everything. So in this summer camp, we call it oratory. How to say oratorio?
I know it from the Salesians because they also have a book in the Salesian oratorium.
So it is the summer camp for
leisure time. They learn things, have classes and sports.
They eat also, and they work, and they speak, and they pray, and they play. It is one project that we have, and I asked the sister who is now responsible to not close the door, although we don't have the place, to leave a little bit the providence work. And all of them, they are happy now, and they are in heaven. The same for many families who are living this trauma, psychological trauma, or they have difficult cases, particular cases. We now invited another project of taking for vacation some families outside of Aleppo. As I told you, no one have the money to pay even the price of a short travel, but we are taking care for a week with a priest from Aleppo who is going with them, praying and helping them preaching, but in the same time going around with them, a moment of relax in the nature, because there in Aleppo we don't have even a space where we can see to how to say this beautiful green. Green? Yes. So it is also another project that we invented, and we have other projects to help a little, not to take the cross from the shoulder, because it is not in our possibility, but it is to let it be less heavy from the shoulder.
Is there right now school for children, or not? Are schools opened?
Now, during summer, no.
Yeah, I know. But
there is
during the year.
During, yes, but it is also with the danger and with the hesitation every day of the parents who are asking them themselves on the Facebook, shall we today or better no? If something will happen, but if the missile will fall on a school. So there is also this fear, this hesitation every day, but we will send them, or it is better to not send them. But if they will not go, it will be also worse. What we can say that in all this hard, difficult, of real purgatory that we are living, there are many miracles. And many miracles who are done, because we feel more, we have this feeling of the suffering and persecution and other things. We have also a sweet presence of Jesus, the Good Shepherd, who is taking care of his people, of his flock. And there we don't speak about miracles of the resurrected as a person who will appear and do, but we speak about miracles that the Christian, Jesus can do it, the risen one can do it through the Christian community, through the priests, through our mission there. We know that what we are doing is not from our strength. It is not imaginable, no, under the missiles to welcome 350. So it is not our, even to have fundraising for all the projects we are giving, we are doing, no, from food, from sanitarian need. But we feel that this is the real miracle. These are the real miracles in our life in Aleppo, because God is taking care of His people through the persons who are living there with them.
Where do you get the help from? The help, or the things, or the money for you to operate?
I felt this communion more and more, and I feel it every day more. The communion of all the church. Sometimes even priests or pastors, they speak about indifference in Europe, for example. But what I see more compassion. I see more interest of knowing about our suffering in Aleppo, and I see that many persons who are making private detachment and sacrifices to give us what we need in this field. And it is the motivation because of it. I came here to Vienna. I came to strengthen, to thank the people who are helping, especially through Kirche in Not, who are making many projects, who are financing many projects in the Christian communities, in the Christian churches there. And I came to manifest my gratitude, the gratitude of the people of Aleppo, Christians but also Muslims of Aleppo, of what all the people of goodwill, or Christians are doing for us. And again, I also take the occasion to thank Kirche in Not for all what they are doing with us, organizing this interest and compassion of many private persons and associations, leading them to go to Aleppo to defend the dignity, the human dignity, the dignity of the person and the dignity of the family, helping the Christian communities, but helping all the population. There is a danger, because through informations we see that all the concentration are going always to the Syrians who are outside the frontiers, in the camps, for example, of Turkish camps, Lebanese or Jordanian camps. But only few people are thinking about the persons who are still there, suffering in this west part of the city of Aleppo. So sometimes they avoid to help us, they avoid to speak with us in the mass media, the international mass media. I don't know why. But we exist, and we have the right, not for us, with the people. The people there, without dignity, have the right to be helped.
It's true, because when I was just searching what is being written about Aleppo and Christians in Aleppo, it's not too much.
Not too much.
We were talking about the gratitude of people towards the help from other countries. How do people in Aleppo see, or do they see the discussion in Europe about refugees? Because in Austria and Europe it's the number one topic right now.
So what is the question about the refugees?
Question is what
to me,
when you personally, what do you think about is it wrong for Europe to give signals of perceive refugees or to make walls, or it doesn't make any change for people who have to go outside Syria?
I say, first of all, we should resolve the problem from its roots. When there is the first world and the second world and the third world, it is always the dream of everyone of the third world to go and to immigrate to the first one. And for that the Pope were speaking about equality, the just distribution of the resources of the world in all the places for all the people. While we are creating this first and second and third world, we are giving the motivation for many to travel and to immigrate, to arrive to us. What we are doing now as a church is to help the people, to help the people there to stay there in Aleppo, in order to be free, to not be obliged to leave their houses and their city, their culture, and to throw themselves on the shoulders of the others or in the sea. So what we are trying is to, ameliorate, to let better life be there in Aleppo. In this way, I think that we are also helping Europe and helping all the other countries that now they are in a big crisis. As a Christian, it is another point, as a Christian, surely, in front of a person who are escaping from death, from scarcity, from lack of everything, we cannot close the door. It is our nature. We cannot. In the same time, another idea is so important. We should know that if really this person is escaping from death, or he is coming motivated by the ideology of ISIS, for example, to make an invasion, or to come to create terror also where he is going. More than that, I always told, even in Italy, that we should have this discernment of the refugees, the discernment of the motivations, but in the same time, when we say yes to someone, we should have the good accompany after for the inserimento,
for the integration.
Yes, integration of these persons in the culture, in a way that the people who are living here, for example, in Vienna or in Austria, when they welcome the refugee, they should not feel terror here, or suffering, or pressure, or someone who is coming to their houses to change their culture, to oblige them to live another culture, or to come and to stay isolated as a community, not only as persons, as community, isolated from also helping the society, the development of the society, of the good being of even the living here. So who is coming here, he should respect the culture, respect the religion, respect the persons who are welcoming him, and he should feel responsible for the development of this society who is helping them. I think that in this panorama, Christians, where they arrived, they were so fruitful, and they helped a lot, and they are a richness. Now we are losing many young boys, for example, many young girls, many families, young families who are escaping outside. There, they could be a good element for any society. You
said that peace in Syria is, in your eyes, still very far, and that 2/3 of the Christians, I don't know of all the population, but of Aleppo, have immigrated. Do you think people can come back one day to Syria?
I see now that some family is coming back from Latakia. Someone prefer to live in Aleppo with the help of the church than living in Latakia, for example.
Latakia, I'm sorry, where?
Latakia is a city in Syria and in the west, on the Mediterranean, and where many people are escaping now. It is an internal immigration. We have external one, but we have also the internal. So they they escaped, but they are returning back. Many families went to Lebanon, escaping from the war, but they returned back. Yesterday I heard about a woman with the children who returned back from Lebanon because there is a huge heaviness to live in an economical situation there in Lebanon, and they returned back to Aleppo, preferring the bombs to have also our help that we are giving. So what was the question? I don't remember.
If you think
to return back, I think that more the war will continue, more we lose the hope that who is leaving Syria will return back. And I think who is going back outside to Syria, he will not return back again. And it is a cause of sadness.
It's one of the best places for a priest to bring Christian message, I think, but one of the most difficult as well, I guess.
It is not easy. It is not easy to live there. How much you can strong, you can really, you don't have fear, and you are ready to give yourself, but living there every day, even without a pure breath of air, of pure air, no? It is so heavy. But with the strength of God, we are giving life. It is not, perhaps He is not permitting till this moment for me to have this bloody martyrdom, but it is like a white one. And I feel really honored to serve God, serve His people there. It is a beautiful experience of purification even for us, Franciscans and priests. And we always have this sharing, no, among us as clergy. It is for us really a beautiful occasion of real conversion of the heart and a real giving of our life to the beloved of Jesus.
Thank you very much.